Hey guys, this is Anime Ball Z here, and today we are going to be doing the 10th part of what if symbiotes were in Dragon Ball. Please like the video if you haven't already and subscribe. It's totally free and you can unsubscribe whenever you want. I have been reading the Naruto Shippuden manga and I've decided that alongside my what if Goku and Vegeta were trapped in the time chamber what if, I will release a new Naruto what if. I have decided that this what if will be what if Naruto was half Uchiha, half Uzumaki. I have already done this what if for my channel, but I'm going to remaster it and I think I can do it differently to make it even more enjoyable for you guys. There's nothing much else I'd like to say in the intro, so without further ado, let's get into the video.
Slick talker since a jit. Winter time, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag. Disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school.
In Super Saiyan 2, there isn't much that Goku can do to face Majin Buu. He is stronger than him, but you just can't stop him from regenerating and coming back. It's the same with him, where he regenerates after Majin Buu deals damage to him. And since he is stronger than Majin Buu, this isn't exactly a near-death battle, so he isn't receiving Zenkais as he heals. Oh well, we won't beat him like this. Let's up this to full power, Goku says, screaming as he powers up. His aura enlarges and so does his hair. His energy destroys the rock around him while making the other fighters surprised about how strong he is. With Venom, his scream is like a demonic roar and it creates a vibration that runs through his feet and into the earth below him. He releases a large bright light and he reaches Super Saiyan 3. He then soars across the ground and punches Buu through a pile of rock. He then releases a lot of large venom spikes that stab into Buu in several places. Next, he zooms ahead and forms two massive fists, using them to throw a multitude of punches. Each one lands and destroys a certain mass of Buu, while also destroying the area around him. He strikes and gives off a devilish shout as he throws these punches, using the symbiote to amplify each strike to the maximum. With the final haymaker, he destroys the area around him and forms a very large crack in the ground. Buu looks incredibly deformed now, and Goku warily grabs the collection of mass to launch it into the air. Some of Buu's body sticks to his hand, and so Venom detaches a part of himself to render that part of Buu useless. This therefore prevents Goku getting absorbed. He starts to charge his Super Kamehameha wave, and the ground around him rumbles upon him charging this attack. He's using his most powerful attack. I recommend we get out of the area, Vegeta says, with Riot's voice to project it to the people around him. We have to go, Goten whispers to Trunks while they secretly watch this battle. The fighters escape and fly several hundreds of meters away and continue to fly away. Isn't that just his usual Kamehameha? Why is it so strong, Krillin wonders as they fly away. Krillin's limbs are covered in symbiote and he's doing so to make himself fly faster. Look at him, Baldy. He uses the maximum output of our symbiote and has perfected his Kamehameha wave. It's almost as strong as my strongest attack, Vegeta says with a smile. Goku is engulfed in a bright golden aura and from afar he looks like a star. He launches the beam and Buu gets hit by the blast right on. It enlarges once it touches Buu and engulfs the pink being. Buu is scorched and destroyed under this destructive energy and he starts to break apart the being, and under the heat of the blast, Buu is totally destroyed. This shocks Babidi, who was already flown away, but before he can escape, someone arrives in front of him. Where do you think you're going? Piccolo asks, growing a right arm with his lasher symbiote. Spare me please, I will never do wrong again, Babidi pleads, as he sees the end of his life is near. Sorry, but I don't trust you, Piccolo says, blasting him to smithereens. So, since Goku is many times stronger than his canon self at this point, I believe that this is a plausible way to end the saga. If I was to put a number on it, I'd say that he is about 40 times stronger than he is in canon. That is when he uses his symbiote for enhancements too. So, a lot of things don't happen. Gotenks can never form in the first place because Goku never dies to learn Metamorian Fusion. Also, Kid Buu or Super Buu never form. 6 months later, a certain someone has woken up from a long slumber and desires to find the astonishing warrior that he had dreamt of, a warrior that could give him the battle he has dreamed of for centuries. Whis and Beerus then travel to Earth. They are at Bulma's party and Vegeta is surprised to see Beerus arrive on the ship. Who is this guy? Goku asks Venom. I'm not sure, he seems to be some form of godlike being. They used to talk about it on Clintar, but I think there are certain gods that run the universe. I think this is them, Venom explains. Where is my Super Saiyan god? Beerus asks them, walking to the crew. Who are you? Gohan asks, walking up towards him. Do not talk to me in such a tone, boy. I can swat you like a fly and do the same to your planet, Beerus says, locking eyes with him. Gohan doesn't back down though and transforms into a Super Saiyan form. He launches forward an orange piece of symbiote toward him in the form of a blade. Beerus grabs it before it even touches him, then he finger flicks Gohan off the ship. Beerus, Vegeta says from the crowd of people, surprising them as he knows his name. Ah, Vegeta, King Vegeta's son, what a surprise, your friends are exceptionally rude. I have heard that there is a Super Saiyan God, and if you people do not have the Super Saiyan God, I will destroy this planet and ultimately everyone on it. Beerus then opens his palm to prepare to launch a planet-busting attack. However, the entire situation is settled down after they explain how they can use Shenron to try and get him what he wants. So this is what they do, and Goku is still up to inherit the power of the Super Saiyan God. Therefore, he does so and receives the power of the Super Saiyan God. After he receives this godly form, his orange gi switches to a black one as he is enveloped in the power of Venom. His Venom form is far slimmer than the other forms, and Venom is far more empowered by this god ki that he possesses, so his multiplier from Venom is even higher. What a strikingly powerful form. Whis, did you say that he was a symbiote? Beerus asks, in awe of the form. Yes, these symbiotes are from the planet Clintar that you loaned out to get destroyed decades ago. Ah yes, Clintar symbiotes. One tried to bond to me, but I killed it right away, Beerus says, as he watches Goku enveloped in this dark symbiote. Why cover the majestic aesthetics of your new form with that wretched symbiote, Beerus says, descending. It makes me stronger, and with this god ki I might even be a contender against your strength, Goku says ambitiously. This makes Beerus chuckle before he glows in his Fury State aura. Shall we begin? Goku shouts and reveals his enlarged tongue while also erupting in the powerful fiery god aura. He clashes with the god before kicking him into the air and flying up to try and attack him. However, Beerus swerves past both punches that come his way. Goku shouts and cocks back his right fist before slugging it forwards while enlarging it with Venom's black goo. It almost hits Beerus, but at the last second he swivels over the punch and shoots down a kick to his head. This launches Goku into the water below him, but he decides to stay under so that he can maybe have an advantage against him. Beerus is surprised about how he can survive under the water, but he then remembers the symbiote and correctly surmises that it's playing a role in him surviving underwater. Anyway, he dives right in and throws a knee into Goku's stomach that pushes back the water around him so that he can breathe again. Next, Goku receives two devastating punches to the gut and gets kicked into the air. Beerus flies up with insane speed and kicks him so that he blasts through a cloud and into the upper areas of the sky. Goku, even with this new form, is still too weak and Beerus is having a field day with him. Goku only lands attacks when Beerus wants him to, but if Beerus is even slightly serious, he can wipe the floor with him. Now, both these fighters are in the lower levels of space and both are doing fine. This surprises Beerus, but they just continue fighting and Goku still has no chance in beating him. Goku falls back slightly, then starts to power up as much as he can, charging his full power Kamehameha wave. With the use of Venom, he can make the attack much more powerful if he concentrates his symbiote into his arms and hands. His aura intensifies also and he forms waves of ki from where he is. You are one of the strongest opponents I have fought in a while. I commend you, Saiyan, Beerus says, before speed blitzing him and landing the strongest punch he has thrown in their entire fight. It lands square on his face and the ball of blue energy that he has been forming vaporizes and crumbles. He returns to his base form and this quick shot knocks him out. You did good, Goku, Beerus says, stopping him from falling by grabbing his torn gi. Goku unconsciously holds onto his arm with his symbiote arm and then Whis appears next to Beerus. Seconds later, Venom allows him to return to consciousness. Would you say it's like some training, Whis asks, impressed by their abilities. Of course, I'm sure Vegeta will like to come too, Goku says. So after this, Beerus decides to spare the planet of Earth for now, and the two Saiyans go off planets to try and train with the gods. Vegeta takes a capsule of just chocolate because he wants to make sure that Riot won't just shrivel away and die while he's away on Beerus' planet. Some more time passes, the time between Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, and they both gain access to Super Saiyan Blue. Their symbiotes are also getting used to the God Ki and they get imbued with it and actually give Goku and Vegeta much larger multipliers as the symbiotes get stronger too. What I'm trying to say is that with ordinary Ki, symbiotes give around the 5 times multiplier for example. The multiplier of course varies, but let's just say the symbiote multiplier is 5 times. With ordinary Ki it's 5 times, but then with God Ki the multiplier can increase past that to maybe 10 or 15 times. That's for when the symbiote is being used in the exact same way. So not only do the Saiyans get multipliers, the symbiotes get multipliers and thus the Saiyans get even bigger multipliers. I'd say Super Saiyan Blue Goku with Venom as his symbiote is more than 100 times stronger than his canon counterpart at this same point in time. Also, it's quite a change for the Saiyans as they're used to fighting with their strength and fighting as basically savages since this is how the symbiotes fight. However, with this concept of Ultra Instinct, they must throw that away and control their mind and to allow them to fight in a more graceful, controlled manner. On Earth, the fighters are still attacked by Frieza and his army. This time Piccolo is at the forefront of the group as his symbiote gives him some pretty neat abilities. Also, Krillin has the ability to heal other people with his symbiote mayhem, just like Anti-Venom. Piccolo arrives to the scene with his symbiote and takes out 3 soldiers at once with his symbiote tentacles alone. They have sharp appendages and they just pierce through the soldiers. Someone tries to come in from behind him to attack him, but he dodges the punch without even looking at it. Finally, he lands a single punch to his chest and kills the guy with the attack alone. Krillin launches a bunch of destructive discs that slice through a lot of the soldiers and he uses his solar flare to temporarily stun a lot of the fighters. Where's Gohan, Piccolo wonders, launching his light grenade attack to destroy a lot of the soldiers. From beside Krillin, nearly 100 soldiers are dead and he has no clue who has done it. Above them, they then hear a scream. Gohan powers up into his Super Saiyan form and he is a lot more muscular than he was in the canon timeline at this point. This is of course because he was training in the 7-year time skip, not for all of it but just for some of it. His phage symbiote heavily slows the decline in strength that he gains from stopping his training. Gohan, Krillin says in astonishment. Gohan soars across the ground and aims right for 10 soldiers, destroying them with a single Masenko. Then he enters hand-to-hand combat with several soldiers at once and he is completely ripping through the few hundred soldiers that are left. 3 soldiers charge toward him and try to punch him simultaneously. However, he slips past all 3 punches and takes out 1 soldier, taking out the other 2 with a ki blast. His fighting now is like Naruto level taijutsu, he is just shredding through the warriors. He is still stronger than Iselke himself, and so he is definitely the strongest person on Earth. With Phage, he is an incredibly formidable opponent. He pulls 5 soldiers toward him and stabs into them all with tentacles. With the final soldier, he punches them into the ground and forms a very large crack. You've grown a lot from the boy that I killed on Namek. Let's see how strong you really are, Frieza says, ordering Shisami and Takuma to attack him. Shisami attacks him first, but Gohan is easily handling himself. Shisami charges at him and throws a right straight, but Gohan swerves past it, landing a kick that launches him into the air. Gohan then flies directly toward him, but at the last second he swerves around him to knee Shisami directly into his back that launches him into the ground. Takuma flies back towards him to allow Shisami to slowly recollect himself, and Gohan still has a field day with him. Shisami comes in with a bunch of punches and kicks, but all of these attacks are easily managed. Takuma tries to throw a left hook as he flies forwards, but Gohan ducks under the punch and lands an uppercut to his gut. He then punches him in the side of his face and kicks him back tens of meters. He then charges forward at full throttle and lands a full power strike that knocks him out once it lands. Shisami is the only fighter left and he is very scared as his comrade got destroyed in just a few attacks. Fear quite frankly overwhelms his body, but the fear of Frieza is even more overwhelming, and so he screams as he charges forward towards Gohan. "You want to go?" Gohan asks his symbiote. Of course. Gohan enlarges and engulfs in an orange symbiote, screaming with a high-pitched, devilish scream. Phage cracks the ground as he leaps forward and shatters his armor with a single punch. Before he can get propelled backwards, he is stopped by Phage latching onto his suit with his orange mass. Finally, spikes get released from the point of contact between them, already putting Shisami on his last leg. Finally, Phage lifts him up then slams him into the ground to kill him. "You're much stronger than before, kid. However, I am too," Frieza says, leaping out of his pod. "Your stamina is fading, Gohan," Phage says. "Keep going, we're way stronger than Frieza ever was. How much stronger could he really be?" Gohan asks, this time being the one with the internal voice. Frieza begins running towards Phage, but Goku appears in between the 2 fighters. So that will conclude the 10th part of What If Symbiotes Were in Dragon Ball. Please tell me something you liked about the What If, or something that I should improve on for the next part. The next part of this series will be the last What If to What If Symbiotes Were in Dragon Ball, and then I will move on to my next 2 What Ifs. This has been a really great journey. It's been really fun scripting it, and the general production for this What If has been great. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.